following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
Here are Mickey Spagnola, Brian Broaddus, Rob Phillips, and Bill Jones.
And finally, it's a work week here at the Star in Frisco. We've got dummies on the field. No, the media is not on the field.
And we're not going live from the field.
We have blocking dummies on the field, and they're going to be outdoors today. And finally, our long national nightmare of no Cowboys on a practice field is over as of this morning. And this is Talking Cowboys. We are now T-minus, 4 days away from finally playing a game? Your 5-day NFL weekend starts tonight with an epic matchup. The San Francisco 49ers and the Oakland Raiders.
At least both teams don't have to travel very far.
That's exactly right. Did you hear who San Francisco might be starting at quarterback tonight? Do you have any idea? Now, you are very educated people here, okay? You understand. I feel like that
I don't know who
that
the
we
third
know
quarterback
all the
is.
quarterbacks on all the teams in the league,
Wait,
right?
what was wrong with Beathard?
Beathard's hurt.
He hurt
got
his
a
shoulder. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know who the third
And
quarterback.
Garoppolo's out.
I don't know who the third.
Garoppolo's out, yeah.
Did they get somebody off the street?
They got someone off their practice squad who is actually
Gino Cromartie?
who's actually
Gino
been
Toretta?
with the team just as long as C.J. Beathard has been with the team, which isn't all that long, but he was signed out of the same draft.
Did they trade for Lauletta?
Kyle Lauletta, no, he's got his own issues in New York. They did sign Tom Savage, but he's not the guy. And then they released him on the Saturday before a game. But anyway.
Too much pride.
Come on. The
Have you
suspense
heard?
is killing me.
He's out of Southern Miss. So Joe Trahan from Dallas Cowboy Joe
Bill,
Trahan.
tell us who the
would
guy
know.
is.
Nick Mullens.
Nick Mullens.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Good question.
Kent Garrison asked the question, who are you? He's from Southern Miss.
I look at 300 players. I think I've seen Nick Mullens play. I don't think I've evaluated Nick Mullens, though. I've watched several.
You know whose records he broke at Southern Miss?
Oh, Brett Favre,
Brett
I'm
Favre.
sure.
And Austin Davis.
Austin Davis
There
as
you go.
well. There you go.
All right. So, we're talking Cowboys.
You going to watch it, though?
You know, I probably will.
Yeah.
I need to make different plans for tonight, I think.
I don't know. I like watching
Root
my
canal?
NFL football.
Well, you can work now. You can do something while you're watching the game.
It's wallpaper.
Yeah.
You know, Troy Aikman's
Is he saying about getting his column in early on a Friday?
Before 8 p.m., that'd be awesome for me or Kurt or whoever has to read it. Same with Mick Shots, too. Hurry up.
Locker room didn't open till 4:30.
I know.
There was news.
I got you. It was insightful, too.
It was. That's what we're going to get to first off. First off, how did Halloween go for everybody?
Didn't hand out one bit of candy.
Uneventful.
And it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't on purpose.
Was the light on?
Oh, no, yeah. I just live in a neighborhood with a bunch of old folks. That's the way it is. And so I'm okay with that. If everybody doesn't want to come around and get candy, I'm okay with that.
I can't really see you being the guy, hey, what's up?
Oh, no, I like to see the costumes.
Yeah?
I would. I like to see, but I'm not, that's nice. Oh, what are you? Oh, I'd ask the silly questions. But I just
Your son's past it, so
Bennett's past it. Yeah, he went to a party. I didn't have to give him a ride home, which was a good thing for me. Yeah, so I'm worried about driving around on Halloween night.
Yeah,
it's kind of scary. Those kids, they kind of dart in between cars and stuff.
Oh, sure.
Gotta be careful out there.
What'd you do, Bill?
He's
got grandkids.
We were at Cowboys Club right here at the Star in Frisco for the Legend Show.
Well, you guys didn't do that all night.
Well, then I went to work.
Oh, then you had to go to work after that?
Well, first off, I spent 2 hours and 20 minutes in traffic going from Fort Worth here to Frisco to host the show.
Yeah, there you go.
And then
blame that on Mickey.
And
I just walked upstairs.
Yeah, I knew you
right.
did.
He went 30 seconds to the Cowboys Club and had a great show with Drew Pearson. Of course, you can't screw that up when Drew's on the show.
Nope, he'll talk the whole time.
Exactly.
You just kind of sit there and sip water.
That's
right.
right.
And there was no one up there dressed for Halloween either.
No, there wasn't. It's kind
all
of
professional old people, Mickey.
Well,
that's
they
right.
had their
That's
party.
the Cowboys Club clientele.
They had their party on Friday, and I heard it was a pretty good party.
Oh, I bet it was.
But yeah,
I guess we didn't get the invitation.
As for Halloween, it was kind of a no-show, wasn't it?
Yep. And how about you, Rob?
Happy birthday, Mom. Her birthday is on Halloween. So every year, it used to be a trick-or-treating thing. Now it's just, let's just get away. Let's go get something to eat.
Turn the light off and go get dessert somewhere
Did you
else.
get there on time?
No, thanks to you. But it's okay.
Did you apologize for me?
I didn't. I will, though.
You were supposed to tell your mom it was my fault. You had to stay 5 more minutes.
That's an excuse we all use.
Those mix shots, that creative genius,
That's right.
You can't just knock it out. It's got to take time. And then I have to edit that.
Yeah. Like a bottle of wine.
It probably only took me an hour to do it. Half hour before, half hour after.
It was an insightful locker room.
I wish folks could hear Mickey type. It's the greatest thing.
You have a typewriter?
It might as well be the Smith Corolla.
It
might as well be.
I have a keyboard because I used to wear out the laptop.
Do you hunt and peck, or do you actually know how to type?
But it is with some violence.
It's like Randy Macho Man Savage off the top rope, just banging that elbow.
I bet none of you had to really type on a typewriter. That's how I learned.
I typed on a typewriter. I used to write the Jones
You
Journal.
did not.
Yes, I did. To typing.
I bet it was an electric one.
No, I had a manual. I still have a manual typewriter.
I wrote a
at the
paper
house
one time in my life.
Are you aware how get off the lawn that sounds?
What's that?
You guys didn't learn how to type on a typewriter? Like, back in the old days, that was better. Like, that
I didn't say
really
it was,
made you
no,
tough.
I didn't say
toughened
it was
you up.
better.
You just have to carry a film projector too when you're out scouting.
You had to push the keys down. You didn't just kind of move your hand there and then it goes down.
Really
Can you imagine Mickey
your
teaching
fingers.
a typing class?
I was the worst in typing class, and I didn't realize how cool it should have been because I did it. My mother made me go to summer school, and back then the stigma of summer school is like you're a big
idiot.
dumb, and so she was tired of having to get type my stuff because people couldn't read what I wrote when I did
of course.
turn paper.
That's
right?
another whole thing.
And so I get in there, and it's a class of maybe 25, and I bet 23 of them were female. And I was like, what am I doing in here? This was
That's where it all started, huh?
Yeah. Actually, you know what? It's pretty funny. I made a friend in that class.
Is this Mickey's minute?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going.
Yeah, fire it up, Kent. Let's go.
Made a friend in that class. So it was before my freshman year in high school.
Betsy Rawls.
And we are still friends today. So that's almost,
Yeah.
I hate to say, almost 50 years.
Yeah.
That's nice, Mickey. I like that story.
Thank you.
Okay, Rob.
Mickey has a friend.
Cool story, Hansel.
Hey, you guys started with the typing, right?
Rob, anything happened in the locker room yesterday?
What a drop. Kent. Genius.
No, it's got to have more violence to it. More violence.
No, that was a real typewriter.
Oh no,
You know
that was
what?
when you hit that thing going across. Absolutely.
We'll get a tape recorder to your keyboard. I'm going to do that before the end of the
I
week,
still
so everybody can hear just how crazy it is.
I still have my portable
How about
one.
Mickey taking notes? Mickey with using like 3 legal pads on a conversation.
That's right.
I love it. I mean, he's got these, I don't know how you read those notes.
They get me to where I can look at the recording then and find what I need.
there you go.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Those hieroglyphics.
What do you do
Egyptians.
before audio tape? Before tape recordings, what do you do for your notes?
You just
back when you
misquoted
first
everybody.
started?
You had to keep up.
Okay, Rob.
Oh, man.
Long time newspaper man right there, though. I
Rob, did
respect
you have
that.
your recorder in the locker room
We have
yesterday?
to stop piling on Mickey now? We have to stop?
No, we got.
I don't show up in the locker
We
room.
got
so I know
50
better.
minutes left.
Locker room yesterday. Offensive line
They hated that coach, didn't they?
They all addressed the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Paul
Elephant's
Alexander's
gone.
firing and Mark Colombo coming in, and Mickey saw different interpretations of that.
No, the accurate interpretation.
Okay. Well, there were different interpretations,
Yes,
though.
there were.
Zach Martin, look, he said this is not a one-man blame game.
Okay.
We have to play better. We're not playing up to our standard.
Okay.
Tyron Smith spoke about it. Lyle Collins spoke about it. I think the general feeling is Mark Colombo, they're comfortable with him. He's a former player. He's not far removed from being a player.
Sure.
But they have to do a better job. And I thought the interesting question for Zach was, all right, what do you do? Do you scrap these new techniques that Alexander was teaching you guys? He said, really, I don't think we can do that completely. I mean, we'll try to integrate some of our old stuff, but mid-season, especially for younger guys, that's going to be hard to do.
I think there was some absolute. This is going to sound terrible, but I think it's the truth. I think there's some guys that were glad to see this happen. You know, I'm not going to put words in guys' mouths or try to, but you look at some of the things that those guys. I mean, we're talking about guys that were all pros and Pro Bowl players, and your right tackle wasn't that guy, and we all talked about this. This is no secret that when there's people that said that right tackle is going to struggle with this change, and he struggled, and I think he's the one. He has to be the happiest of them. That okay, Mark, help me get back to what we were doing last year. Help me get back with my feet, my punch, my hands, my balance. There's a lot of things that Mark can go back and say, okay. Remember when we did this? Remember when we did this? I mean, the familiarity that he has with that player, I think, will help that player. But I think Tyron Smith, I applaud him for being honest about it.
Yeah,
though.
let's get to the elephant in the real elephant in the
I was going to
room.
let you handle the different interpretation.
It wasn't
Right,
a different,
Mickey?
it was an accurate interpretation because somebody asked Tyron Smith, who rarely talks. I think he kind of got forced into it.
He got forced by getting fined.
But they asked him if they felt responsible for Paul Alexander getting fired, like it was their fault. And he said, no, not at all. It's something that happens, and it's really nobody's fault. No one is really in control of something like that. We don't really pay too much attention to it and just focus on what we can control. Now, is that being irresponsible, or is he telling you what they thought of Paul Alexander?
Yeah.
Please. No, not at all. It's something that happens, and it's really nobody's fault. No one is in control of something like that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's what he said, and he never talks.
Right.
So,
Well, yeah.
if you have a different interpretation, have at it.
We'll handle this in the break. I'm not saying that you had a different interpretation. I'm saying that there were kind of different ways of the questions being answered. They all got asked the same thing. He answered it a little differently.
Yeah.
Stop being so sensitive.
He just wasn't being nice like everybody else. Right?
I guess.
I mean, they all kind of said what you're supposed to say.
Can I ask you a question, Robert? Which one did you respect the most, the answers you got? Which one did the best to help you do your job?
I think Zach, they all answer the questions fine. I think Zach, though, as the offensive captain, standing up and saying we have to play better.
There's no question of that.
To me, that's a captain standing up and saying, like, it's on us as much as it is the coaches. And when management makes a decision for an offensive line that is considered the strength of the team, it's got to fall on us to some degree. So I'd say Zach Martin.
Then we will agree to disagree on that.
I tend to, me, and agreeing with Mickey, that's like oil and water.
Let's get out
As crazy as Mickey sounds, I have to agree with him.
Thank you very much, Brian Broaddus.
Oh, I sounded like Bill.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think that the fact of the matter is, they have to play better, but there were clearly some issues there.
There were.
I'm
not saying anybody's wrong. I'm just saying you.
No, I know. We're not attacking you.
It falls on everybody, doesn't it?
Sure, it does.
At some point, right?
Sure, it does. But it also it falls on the general manager and the coaching staff for hiring the guy.
Yeah.
Because if you're trying to bring a guy in here that's going to try and change everything that they've done, shame on you. It starts at the top too, though. But I applaud Tyron Smith for saying that, though. It's a bad fit. Obviously, 8 weeks in, they got rid of this guy.
What's the biggest difference technique-wise between the way Paul Alexander coached the offensive lineman and let's say the Hudson Houck technique?
Bill, let's push something aside here real quick, okay? This is Mark Colombo's room.
Right.
Let's not talk about Hudson Houck.
Okay.
I mean, let's talk about Hudson Houck, the legendary coach and what he was. Hudson Houck is here to observe and to help. This is Mark Colombo's room. This is it's every. I think there's a lot of people out there like, oh, they're going to go back to what they did at the Super Bowl. No. This is Hudson Houck is just here to kind of make sure that Mark Colombo is a sounding board guy.
Do you think
what's the difference?
Okay,
in the
now I'll get to that. I'm sorry about it. I just didn't mean to lecture you there, but I know there's a lot of people out there are Hudson Houck. No, this is Mark Colombo's gig now. This is his gig. Right. Either this offensive line is going to get better or it's not.
Right.
And so the difference, though, I think what you're going to see is I just think an overall technique, and mainly as in pass protection. We've talked about the high hand, low hand. We've talked about, okay, how you place your feet, how do you sit. When you watch the Cowboys play previously, it's been about punch and it's been about knee bend. It's about inside hands and sitting down on your guy. You know, when you play high hand, low hand, you're looking for control. The other way to play this is you're trying to control the guy by getting to him and getting your hands on him, not just kind of pushing him past and holding him in place. That's not going to be that. It's going to be, this new way, I think, is more about physicality than it is about hand placement. This is about punching him, holding him, and sitting down on him and being that type of a player.
So
Nate Newton,
as a casual observer, I guess Drew
Pearson.
He pointed it out last night. He was talking to Harvey Martin and asking Harvey, what do you like or what do you hate of an opposing offensive lineman? And he said, I hate when they're aggressive at me, when they're coming at me. I'd rather them trying to catch me because I can beat them if they're catching. And I think Nate pointed out
and Nate Newton was
thing.
on Cowboys Insider, which you might be able to find on DallasCowboys.com. If not, it's on Fox Sports Southwest. He was pointing out the difference, and he was great in describing it. And he basically said it's a difference between catching and punching.
Right.
And the Paul Alexander technique is to catch the pass rusher, and this is all pass protection we're talking about here. Catching the pass rusher and reacting, basically.
Right.
Well,
mirror.
And of course, Nate played for Hudson Houck, and it's the punch and it's being more aggressive.
Keep them on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Yeah.
And Daryl Johnston was there, and Daryl said, well, that makes sense when they're having difficulties in handling stunts and
twists
so forth.
have been awful.
And so when you're playing a technique where you are basically in retreat mode,
reactive as opposed to proactive,
right? And that's you're going to be imbalanced on your offensive line as far as handling twists and stunts and so forth, and you're going to have difficulties there, and so that explains a lot of that.
Yeah.
Now the question is, all right, obviously with any offensive lineman, you're practicing your technique on a daily basis, and so if you're switching back to the other technique, how does that affect Monday's game? I mean, how quickly can you go back to the other technique?
There's only one guy that's a rookie out there.
And perfect it, basically.
Yeah, there's only one guy, that left guard. He's the only guy that's like, okay, but he's also played at a high level collegiately. You know, it's not like he's coming from Monmouth or, Hobart College or someplace like that. This guy's played it, he understands that, okay, I've got to get my hands on these guys, especially him. When you don't play with power and you're trying to catch people all day, that ain't a good recipe right there.
Because they're getting the first crack at you.
He's trying to place hands when he's not strong to begin with.
He's going to end up on his butt.
Yeah, give me a guy. You know what? Paul Alexander, 24 years, great career. Nice job. You're a bad fit here. You were a bad fit here. You're not. This to me is, this offensive line is based on power. It's based on ability to get athletes with power. And if you take the ability to use their power away from them the way they are, you got no shot. You got no shot.
You remember what Nate pointed out to us last year with Lale Collins moving to right tackle? Hadn't played there since 2014. And Nate was the first one to realize this guy's left-handed.
Yeah.
And he's trying to
watching
punch.
Tapes, all that, yeah.
And he's got to punch with his right hand. He's
keeps
used
missing.
to punching with his left.
Yeah.
And so now you're probably not punching anymore.
Yeah.
You're catching.
Yeah.
And after, he kind of got it those last 6-8 games of the season, making that transition with the left hand to the right hand. And they were punching. Well, there wasn't a lot of punching going on.
How many times have we seen Lyle Collins on the holding penalties where he looks just out of whack? You know, his hands are all messed up. I almost used a bad word there. Sorry. But, you know, he
was off balance.
Off balance. I mean, yeah. This to me, you watch the tape, and we all watch the games. We watch the games, and you're saying, what's the problem? And you think, God, his technique's bad.
All right, here's my question, and I agree. It was a bad fit, no doubt about it. That's why
You're not going to be as evil as me.
That's why they made the move. But as a former offensive lineman, do you snap your fingers and say, because muscle memory kicks in at some point, right? I've been doing this for how many months? And then you just switch back to doing what you used to do?
Alexander in that interview said he's got some guys trying it and some guys not, if I'm not mistaken about that.
Yep.
Yeah. What happens? You go into survival mode. When things aren't working, what do? I think I used this example the other day. I guess maybe not here. Tim Tebow, they could teach him to throw the football all day, but what happens when he gets into a game? He goes back to what revert back. That goes back to your muscle memory. Tyron Smith, hey, I want you to punch the hell out of Casey this week. I want you to sit him on the line and punch him when he comes your direction. And when you pass that twist stunt over to Connor Williams, I want you to take your two hands and shove him as hard as you can into Connor Williams. And then when that looper comes around, I want you to hit that guy right in the chest with your right hand. Okay, don't catch him. Hit him as hard as you can with your right hand. Tyron Smith will remember that. Yep. He'll remember that.
See, and the other thing, and I don't think it was only about technique. I think it was just
room.
It was a bad fit in the room. How tight were those guys? Let's remember how tight they are. They would all walk out together to practice. The first day of training camp, they would walk out single file to practice, right? And
young guys straggling
in their own way, they had their own swagger about them.
Yeah,
they don't have that anymore.
And they were tight. And I don't know if they didn't let him in or what happened, but there was just a disconnect there. And you know, you can blame as Brian said, the head coach for hiring him or however they decided to come around to make that move.
Right.
But it wasn't working, so give them credit for saying, let's not keep going.
Exactly.
Let's do something.
I appreciate you saying that, Mickey, because that's exactly right. That's the way it needs to be. You know, if someone steps up and says, hey, by the way, this receiver by committee, not working.
Yeah.
I'm going to go help you here. Hey, offensive line not playing well. Boy, I've spent a lot of money on this offensive line, high draft picks. I'm going to help you here. Here we go. Somebody told Jerry Jones that, in his own eyes, he's looking at that offensive line saying, something is not right with that group.
They identified the two areas they felt like were holding them back the most offensively and did something about it in the bye week in different ways. And we'll see if it works. They went and got a guy that can go make plays down the field. And then now they got a new voice in the room with their most important position. So we'll see if it works.
Or a louder voice.
I'll tell you this, though, and I think Mickey will agree with me on this one. If the offensive line doesn't play better in the second half, there are going to be a whole lot of other changes going on. I mean, I don't mean to say that in a way. I mean, I'm just saying the evaluation.
The
evaluation. They need this offensive line to carry this team in the second half. They have got to protect better. They've got to run the ball better. They've got to be more consistent. If this is the change that gets that going, I applaud them. I applaud them for making the switch anyway. But I'm on say this offensive line, and I think he's been saying it. And again, he's right on this.
He's not the only one who's been saying it, but yeah.
Well, I mean, in a way,
but not in here.
But yeah,
I think everybody saw they were struggling.
But the narrative out there,
the narrative out there has been about the receivers more than it is about the offensive line.
And it's been about the quarterback. And it's been about the play caller. And it's been about the head coach. Yeah. And the root of the evil has been right there in front of you. And no one wanted to point it out because it's too simple.
Oh, yeah. Did you point it out?
Yes, a lot. I just don't scream and yell like he does.
And now you're screaming and yelling. I like this. Yeah.
All right. 888-855-2297. Scream and yell at us in a moment.
I like this, Robert.
Talking Cowboys.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
A man's Stetson doesn't just protect him from life's elements. It projects an unstoppable and legendary spirit, just like the men wearing silver and navy on the field every Sunday. Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. They are still the official crown of all self-respecting cowboys. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find Stetson hats in the Pro Shop or at Stetson.com today.
Dr. Pepper is the one you crave. But how do you explain that craving?
Imagine being shipwrecked on a desert island, alone. Glass-like curls of surf pound the shore with Dr. Pepper-colored waves. Surrounded by desire, but you can't drink it because it's the ocean. Fish live in there. The only thing you want is Dr. Pepper, and you can't have it.
Now that is a Dr. Pepper craving. Dr. Pepper, the one you crave.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
Tommy John gives you that feeling of freedom where it counts with a contour pouch that nestles the boys. Yeah, and with over 3 million pairs sold, we put in the hustle to make sure you're nestled. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Thanks to all the folks that are watching us on Periscope. We appreciate you out there. I just checked it
Periscope,
out. Yeah,
all
Periscope
right.
out there. Yeah, good group of folks following along and appreciate all the comments and stuff. So thank you for doing that. Back to Bill Jones.
Can you see us?
I did. I saw. You could see the comments and stuff like that.
Oh,
didn't really like typing talk too much, but they're on board with us now. Yeah, they're on board with us now. But thank you, folks, for following along.
Happening.
Yeah.
By the way, back to typing talk.
No, read the copy.
Got there,
read
Bill?
the copy. Go,
This
Bill.
has been typed up for me.
There
The
you
Big
go.
12 Championship returns to AT&T Stadium on December 1st. Be there when the top two football teams in the Big 12 Conference face off, become the conference champion. And one team will make it to the college football playoff.
No.
There's one team with
chance.
brand name
No
identity.
chance.
Get your tickets now at SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium.
No chance.
Is he totally wrong about that?
You better worry about guns up this weekend.
Somebody's going to take care of...
Oh, he's going to take care of Tech.
Somebody's going to take care of somebody with you guys.
That's right.
This Saturday.
We're big Alabama fans
Probably
this
that
week.
big elephant, yeah.
As long as
Maybe.
Alabama will run the table in the SEC, we'll be in good shape.
Whoever loses the SEC championship game will get in ahead of somebody in the Big 12.
Notre Dame.
Oh, but not the big brand.
No, Notre Dame will get in too. You watch.
They got to play Northwestern,
What
man.
was the score
Guaranteed.
last year?
Of what game?
I want Bennett to
Tech
go to
OU?
Northwestern.
I don't remember.
I want him to go to a lot of places.
We killed them.
Oh, that was a game that had 8,000 yards.
No,
The Joe
there's a-
Mixon game. My
Oh,
God.
that was. And by the way,
Oh.
there's the rematch of that in the NFL this week
Yeah.
as Cleveland plays Kansas City. That was a 66-59 Baker Mayfield over Patrick Mahomes game.
That was a fun
couple
game
of
to
years
watch on
ago.
tape. That was
I guess
fun.
it wasn't
That
last
was
year.
fun.
It was the
No.
year before.
Yeah. It was crazy.
2 years before?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. In Lubbock. Last time they played in
And
Lubbock.
where's the game on Saturday?
It's in Lubbock.
All right.
Who's
the
playing
tortillas ready.
quarterback for Tech?
Get the tortillas ready.
Now, I'm pretty sure the OU quarterback can do what Baker Mayfield did, but I'm not sure the Tech quarterback can do what Patrick
I watched
Mahomes
that guy
did.
play against Iowa State. He had some struggles throwing that ball.
Yeah.
How's the new defensive coordinator doing?
Ruffin McNeil?
Yes.
Who's
Had a win.
going back to Lubbock?
Yeah.
Doing much better.
Okay.
Lincoln Riley, who NFL once, if he would have just made the move back in January,
We'll see.
as defensive coordinator, they'd be in a different position right now.
See, you shouldn't wait 7 weeks to make a move.
That's right. Let's go to California. You want to go to California?
Love
California.
Jim is in California, and he is first up on Talkin' Cowboys. Hello, Jim.
Good morning, Bill. Good to have you back. Missed you yesterday.
Well, thank you. I know they really floundered yesterday without me. I
did.
listened to it. Yeah.
We did. We
Fish out
struggled.
of water, man.
Yeah,
Fish
there
out
you
of
go.
water. Hey, I'm a Garrett fan. I like what he's done. Player acquisitions seem to be a committee decision based on salary cap and draft and what those around you say you can do. So you kind of handcuffs. But coaching decisions, it seems to me as a novice observer, are just Garrett decisions. And it seems like he got rid of a great coach who was doing a good job because of personality conflict or something.
That sounds fair.
It sounds like, to me, this is the one decision that can fall on him and could, if it goes south the rest of the season, could, in my opinion, is the one where he could be held accountable job-wise.
You talking about Frank Pollock?
You talking about Pollock? Is what you're?
No, I'm talking about Garrett.
No. Which coach?
Oh yeah. I think Pollock was the guy before Alexander was really good. I mean, he was getting it on. He was getting it done, and no one says you have to get along personality-wise in the office. I mean, that's what it's for. You bounce things off each other, and you burr up on each other until you come to a resolution. But the product on the field was awesome, and that's a Garrett decision.
It wasn't awesome the second half of the season.
Yeah. Second half, they were really bad.
What happened the second half of the season?
Yeah, and you can also say that the competition was tougher in the second half. There's a lot of other variables there. But
sure.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
They didn't play Green Bay or the Rams the second half.
Yeah, good point, Mickey. Look at this. Tavin Austin, 28, Cole Beasley, 29, Deontay Thompson, 29, Terrence Williams, 29. The Cooper trade is a youth movement, and that's a great thing, I think, along with Gallup and Cedric Wilson, Lance Lenore. There's some youth there. That's exciting. A question I have for you is, next year, are we so far under the cap that we can secure Jones and Lawrence and others that are doing well in their contract year? Thanks for taking my call.
Get him capologist.
Yes, they can.
Yeah.
And you can probably, if things go well in 9 games, extend Amari Cooper and lower his cap hit. That would be just $14 million on a straight. If you think you know, if you don't know, then you absorb it. But yeah, they can do that, and they probably have some money to go out and speculate.
Yeah, there you go, Bill. Can you allow me the floor to ask a question?
Sure. Yes, go for it.
Could this be without a first-round pick, and the fact that they did use their first-round pick to get this receiver, which Mickey just talked about? Could we see them a little bit of a change, not only signing their own, but maybe going out and getting another free agent guy? Signing somebody? I mean, maybe a little bit different philosophy than what we've seen out of the past.
Yeah, what are they under the cap right now? A lot? I mean, it was
such a fluid
I know,
thing.
but it was
It's
at one
hard
point
to
it was
know.
like $18-19 million bucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. Now again, Dak is eligible for that extension.
Sure.
I don't know what they're going to do there. They have another year if they so choose to do that.
Potentially
$11.7 million according to Over the Cap.
Okay, that's a good chunk of change.
So you'll carry it further.
Yeah.
Now DeMarcus Lawrence is going to carry a heavy cap number. Now, I don't think they're going to franchise him again.
No.
Well, he doesn't want to be franchised
No, he
again.
doesn't. He doesn't.
It's an option, obviously. And Byron Jones is playing like a number 1 corner. So that's a lot of money to tie up. I mean, that's...
So I'm wrong thinking they might go out and get somebody.
You know what? I think if it makes sense, I don't think you just go spend.
No. Okay, let me. I keep my dream alive for Earl Thomas for a couple of years.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm keeping my dream alive for him. If it's reasonable, what if it turns into an $8 million a year thing, Mickey? You okay with that?
$8 million for him?
Yeah, $8 or $9 million a year for 3 years, say. I mean, let's see how bad he wants to play. I'm keeping that dream.
Are you worried the fact that
I think it was freak he got hurt?
Okay, but he's getting close to 30, right?
Yeah.
And this is like
I think he's the
older second or
guy.
Third. He's like this is the second or third year, not in a row, but in these last years that he's been hurt.
I understand, but I'm gonna gamble on him, the type of player he is, and I know what you're saying, Mickey. It's bad management on my part, but I'm holding that dream alive for a 2-3 year run is what I'm holding it for. That type of a player. You know, I understand signing my own because I want to sign my own. But if I could go out and get a guy, I mean, I feel like I could go out and would he be the best position fit that you would have?
Tight end.
Yeah, but who are you going to?
Well, I don't know what's out there.
I know.
We know he's out.
I know. You're right.
He's out.
You're right. You're right.
What if somebody says, I can't pay this tight end?
Tight end could be more of your draft focus potentially too.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking more of a second round, and I know that the history of the second round tight end here is.
I mean, you weren't. Yeah, you're right about that. They've done that. But they don't have Witten taking 96% of the snaps anymore either.
I'm hopeful of Dalton Schultz. I really am.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm hopeful of him.
And Swaim's been solid when he's been healthy. I don't know if you'd want to go out and overspend on a veteran tight end.
The other part of the rookie tight end coming in, whether it's high as a second-round pick, there's a learning curve.
Yeah.
And, you can expect, even like with the Michael Gallup this year, the first half of the year, it's not going to be the same as what hopefully the second half of the year will be. And so you basically have what you have right now, unless you're going to get a veteran guy in here as far as the tight end position goes.
Just trying to think.
Next year.
I want to.
You hope these guys grow, and
I'm trying to think. Okay, I'd like to pay Byron Jones if I could. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those things that's kind of gone in a good direction there.
Yep.
And I know you're going to have to pay Lawrence.
I mean, and those are two. I guess my point is, you can still have money to spend probably, but those are two primo positions that cost a lot of money.
Right.
If they're going to get paid like top guys, and Lawrence is going to want big time money.
Yeah, but you think you could get the safety for a deal?
So do you look at it as a necessity or a luxury?
The safety?
Yes.
That's a good question. Because I'd like to have him playing in that secondary. I just thought I just had a vision of him being back there and making plays and creating turnovers and things like that. I just, and I was hopeful that, they can make the trade. They didn't make the trade. It might work out better for them that they didn't make the trade.
Number 2 scoring defense.
The one thing missing is takeaways right now.
They don't. That's the biggest difference between them and the Washington Redskins right now.
I mean,
you look at the Redskins; they are right down the line of everything about their team, with the exception of turnovers.
As well as they've played defensively, they've got 6 takeaways, and I think there's like 2 or 3 teams below them.
I'm paying a guy to go get me some turnovers. Maybe they can't get turnovers. Maybe I'm dreaming. But I know it's off-season talk. But I'm just asking the question: will we see a change in philosophy?
And the Redskins have 13 takeaways.
Yeah, there you go. That is the biggest difference between them being 5-2 and you being 3-4. That's what it is right there.
Well, one takeaway for sure.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, the one in the end zone. Okay, I had to follow him there for a second.
Difference between 3-4 and 4-3 right now.
Yep, that's right. Yep. All right, let's go to Barry in Virginia next up here on Talking Cowboys. Hello, Barry.
Hey, thank you for taking my call. Comment and question. I listen to you every day. It seems like the offensive line, the receivers, and the coaching staff especially the coaching staff, take a lot of the blame for what's going on with the offense.
Put the quarterback in there too.
That's where I was going.
Okay, we blame
even in
him.
his rookie year, he had a great year, but everything fell into place. But they still did not. If you looked at every game, they didn't throw the ball down the field well. Every now and then he'd throw one up to Dez, and it worked out. My question is, who makes the decision to jettison Romo, and that this is your guy back when he was a rookie? And don't get me wrong, he seems like a great guy, and he's the type of guy you could root for. But he holds the ball so long, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. The Cleveland game, when they put the rookie in that night, they kept talking about the offensive line was so bad. But then when they switched Tyrod Taylor and went to the other quarterback, he drops back foot hits, the ball's gone. Then the offensive line is good, everything is better. And I'm just wondering, how far do you go before you say, how far do you stick with that before you get rid of a coaching staff, your offensive line gets old, your running back gets a little older, and then all of a sudden you say, you know what, we don't have a quarterback here that can do it. I was just wondering what your thoughts
I have a
are on
question,
that.
though, sir. But when he was winning the 13 games, were you just biting your tongue or biting your lip and just kind of going with it? I mean, are you such a Romo fan that? And I'm asking this out of respect. I'm not trying to belittle you or anything like that. I'm asking you in a way of, has it always been a struggle for you that they never helped Romo in any way?
Not so much. I mean, I always felt like he had. Not only did he not have a lot of help, but he had to deal with some wackos on top of that. But the point is, no, when he was winning, I was thinking, you know what, they struck gold twice. They got Romo as a free agent, and they hit this guy in the 4th round. And all NFL teams struggle to find quarterbacks forever.
Trust me, I lived my life doing that.
And that's what I thought it was. But watching it now, this is the 3rd year, and like I said, it may be something that can improve, but he holds the ball just and it's a matter of a half second. It's not like it's a minute.
Yeah.
But it's a half second every play that you just got to let it go. The guys that do it well and the guys that consistently win, they let it go.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is I don't know if you know or if y'all could even say if it was Garrett's choice.
They'll tell
we're
you.
going with this quarterback, or if
Yeah.
it's somebody else, and then who holds that responsibility down the line?
Yeah.
And how do you blame the coaching staff for all that? You're the same offensive coordinator then as it is now.
True.
And I watch games, and I get frustrated sometimes on what the play calling is, but I think everybody that roots for any team does at times.
Yeah.
And let me point out that quarterback in Cleveland, the
Good
one
question,
that, the
sir.
one that
Thank
would so quickly pull the trigger. He's been sacked 20 times. 20 times.
How many
in
interceptions?
5 starts. He's got 6 interceptions.
8 touchdowns.
He's completed 58% of his passes, and he has a yards per attempt of 6.6. When you don't have an offensive line in front of you, it doesn't matter how quickly
all
you
the
pull
rookie
the trigger.
quarterbacks have been poor this year.
Look, that's another thing. This is not his third year either.
Yeah.
There's a lot to go with that. I'm not just comparing him directly to that.
Right.
It was just that one particular game. You could just sit there and watch when the other quarterback went out of the game. He came in, same guys.
Well, that's the way he plays.
Gone.
No, that's his game.
My point is, and I'm the biggest Baker Mayfield fan there is, when he doesn't have an offensive line in front of him, he's not going to be effective. And the same thing has happened for Dak this year compared to his rookie season.
No
he doesn't
question.
have the same offensive line in front of him.
23 sacks.
But
this year,
And
no.
Being respectful of your points that you're making too
25.
is because I think you got great points on him holding the ball and so forth too. And it's just a kind of a
let's
learning
see.
process for
Let's
him.
see if in fact though that the receivers, if they can, we've asked them to kind of pare some things down. Let's see if you could get Gallup going, get Hearns going, get the new guy going, find a way. You've got Beasley kind of going, and let's see if the offensive line, in fact, with Mark Colombo will be a little bit different as far as protection. I just think there's some things that, you're probably not going to be able to totally change anticipations and things like that. But hey, if you help him, he's proven that he can win games. So you have to find ways to help him.
Does his presence reduce the blitz factor? Amari Cooper's.
Yeah, you hope.
888-855-2297, the number to call. When we come back, how much does this team this year miss the guy who's going to be in the ESPN broadcast booth on Monday night when we come back?
If you're like me and you love... if you have a thing, then cutting the cord is scary. But then I found out I could switch to DirecTV Now and still get the live sports I love. No satellite needed, no bulky hardware, no annual contract, just...
Get the live sports you love. Try DirecTV Now for $10 a month for 3 months. Visit DirecTVNow.com. DirecTV Now. More for your thing. That's our thing. Use code REALDEAL. Limited time. Price for a little package. After 3 months, renews monthly at full price. Currently minimum $40 unless canceled. Prices may change. New subscribers only. Cancel anytime. Content varies by package and may be limited. Restrictions apply.
It's time for Tailgating with the OtterBox boys.
The OtterBox that builds those crazy protective phone cases?
Yup, and now they're changing the side dish game with the OtterBox Trooper Soft Cooler. Lightweight, mobile, and leak-proof, Trooper is perfect for blitzing a crowded parking lot with a Frito pie.
Amazing. Hey, you think I could fit my 7-layer salmon salad into the Trooper cooler?
Yup, but please don't.
And that's been Tailgating with the OtterBox boys. Learn more about the Trooper soft coolers at OtterBox.com.
While a player can look good on paper, it's when he's out on the field that you really find out what he's made of. That's why the Cowboys rely on more than just stats and scouting reports when building their team. When picking a tractor, it's why you should rely on more than just specs and features. You've got to take it out and put it to the test. The Cowboys did when they named John Deere their official tractor. Experience one for yourself. Visit myjohndeeredealer.com/football.
It can be hard to find the right resource for learning about important financial matters. You search how to build savings, you end up reading about the one weird ingredient from supermarkets that can make you taller. That's why Bank of America built BetterMoneyHabits.com, a safe little corner of the internet for answering your financial questions. Full of simple videos and tips, Better Money Habits can show you how to make the most of your money without resorting to random searches that always seem to lead to unbelievable photos of childhood stars grown up. To learn more, visit BetterMoneyHabits.com.
Essilor has been helping Cowboys fans see better since 1972 so they don't miss a moment on the field. Get glasses with Essilor's best vision, clarity, and protection with the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package. 3 innovative technologies in one lens. For a limited time, you can double your lenses for free when you purchase the Essilor Ultimate Lens Package and get a second pair of frames. Find a participating eye care professional and details by visiting EssilorUSA.com. That's EssilorUSA.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
But they would speak their mind even when...
Mickey, you're on the air.
I'm speaking my mind right now, as a matter of fact. Because do you want to use what the pros use?
I already use what the pros use, Mickey.
It's Jack Black?
I use Jack Black. Yes,
and
I do.
Did you know it was the official skin cream of the Dallas Cowboys?
I did not know that.
Well, see, you need to know that. And did you know that you can get your Jack Black Playmaker 4 JB4 faves?
Yes, I know that.
And you know you can get them free if you just and free shipping.
If Mickey will order
for
them
$10.
for me, yes.
Here, let me write down. What do you want?
Yeah.
Anyway, at getjackblack.com. And if you use that code Cowboys, you can get that free shipping.
Oh, okay. All right, I can do it myself.
Bill, I just realized something. I'm sitting and listening to Mickey's read, but I'm watching. That's the guy that the San Francisco quarterback's the one that beat us, that drove the ball down in the preseason. The guy, the final drive of the game.
Nick Mullens.
Nick Mullens.
Is that right?
Yeah. I think it was Nick Mullens.
We all stopped paying attention.
Yeah, no. I was
broadcasting the game.
I was broadcasting the game, too, and I didn't realize that. I didn't know Nick Mullens was even on their practice squad. But he's the guy that got the game-winning drive.
I don't even remember what happened in that game.
It was
the first preseason
They went down,
game.
they scored a touchdown, and then that was really the end of the game. But they were losing the whole game, and then Nick Mullens came in and I think lit them up.
Huh.
Okay.
And boy, were they fired up after that victory.
It was. It was a big victory for the 49ers that day.
So now what do they have? 2? That one and
one regular season win.
Yeah, but they're
That's why I said 2.
Yep,
yeah,
right.
they're on the line for to be the team with the number 1 overall pick.
Oh yeah,
that's what they're talking about.
Hey, Rally Day presented by SeatGeek
Rally 'em,
is
Nick
coming
Mullens.
up on Sunday.
Just
Tour the
realized Nick
stadium,
Mullens
see
was.
Dallas Cowboys alumni and the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, and even play on the field. Visit attstadium.com/Rally Days for details and get your tickets today. It's Sunday, November 4th. Sunday, which is also race day.
Green Valley Raceway.
Are you going to be out at the Texas Motor Speedway?
I will.
Okay.
I will. I've got to speak. Mickey and I have got to speak at Star Sports on Sunday, 1:15.
1:15, if anybody wants to
where's this?
Come by, right here at the Omni.
Boy, we had some combative folks in the Jackson.
What? Like how combative? What were they?
Mickey handles them very well.
It's the questions.
The questions. They will ask some seriously tough questions, and you want to give, like we were talking about, being honest. Give honest answers. Mickey always says this.
Fire the coach.
Yeah.
Fire the quarterback. Fire the GM.
Fire Mickey and me.
Get rid of us.
Yeah. No,
So how can
Happy hour
one
was
become
like
a
that,
part
too.
of this?
how can someone become a part of us?
How can someone be a part
Oh,
of
I
this?
thought
at
you meant how
1:15?
we became
No,
a
no,
part
no,
of it.
no. How can a fan?
Yeah, that's our
Be a
ad.
part.
Star Sports Tours.
StarSportsTours.com,
Yeah.
I believe, is the
Yep,
website.
check it out.
Okay,
And you can
Come in here and rip Mickey and I.
get a ticket and find us
and it's
person
1:15 on Sunday.
face to face.
Usually we do it the day before the game.
It actually
Okay.
it actually goes from probably 12:30 or 1 to about 3 o'clock.
12 to 3.
Because the players come in and,
Yeah.
and do autographs. And they get good players.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith has been there the last couple
Leighton
times.
Vander Esch.
Leighton Vander Esch. Tyrone Crawford.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
We go in there and we take all the hard questions, though. Me and Mickey.
Do you interview the players?
No.
No.
All
we
they
get
got
out
to
of
do
there.
is sign.
Okay.
Yeah.
All they get to do.
Yeah. And then we do it on the road also. There's a little meet and greet after Jalen Smith signs.
And that website again?
I'm guessing it's StarSportsTours.com.
That's it.
There you go. All right.
Way to go, Bill. Good job.
Wanted to make sure that you got it out
We're going to
there.
get a full house
That's
now.
right.
Official
There you
sponsor
go.
of the team, by
That's
the way.
right. All right. How much does this Cowboys team miss Jason Witten this year?
I'll answer that question Monday night when there's no Jeff Swain if he's not ready to play.
No,
And by the way, we finally hear from Jason Garrett for the first time this week, right after Talking Cowboys today.
I do think you miss Jason Witten. I do think you miss that guy with the ability to work the middle of the field. And I think you miss him in those situations where you're trying to convert. For so many downs, you've been bad on third down.
Where's the play action game?
Yeah, but they've had some problems too with some of the penalties and setbacks and things like that probably have hurt them in that regard. But if you could get those manageable down and distance situations, that number 82 was one of the best. He might not be able, the run after catch might not be what it once was. You get him down the red zone where he can play within 18 yards. He does a great job of finding space. Smart guy, knew how to position himself. They just haven't had a lot of opportunities down there with that.
Much? I'm trying to think. How much have they even thrown to a tight end in the middle of the field?
A lot of Swaim's has been kind of bailout stuff near the sideline.
That's right. Out in the
he's
flat.
done the little.
He made the one-handed
10-yard
catch. Was in Houston? Did he make a one-handed catch that got a first down? He caught the ball basically off the ground.
Yeah.
But
that was a great catch.
No, we just haven't seen them attack the middle of the field with the tight end. A lot of waggles, boots,
and what was
things like
Witten's bread and butter?
Master of sitting down in that zone underneath and finding a soft spot.
Yeah, but Romo pointed out that they're using Beasley in that role now. That he's running that Witten route where he can get the release
Option
either way.
route.
What they've missed is him getting down the hash, down the field, the middle of the field.
Yeah.
That's what they miss.
The seam route.
But
the tight
if you
end.
think about it, last
absolutely.
year, probably about this time, it's like, well, Witten's not running the way he used to, and he's not getting down the field, and his average per catch is going down. And now when he goes away, it's like, oh, gosh, how good was he? Same thing with Romo, right? Oh, how good was he? He went away, and now it's like, well, can Romo come back and play?
Well, I think it has to do, Mickey, and I understand what you're saying. I think it has to do with the just getting 6-7 yards. When they haven't been able to run the football.
Just finding ways to get over.
Yeah, just find it. Give me 6-7 yards. I don't need your run after catch. I need 6 or 7 yards.
Well, how much are they releasing the tight end and not keeping in to help the offensive line?
That is a fair point too.
And I don't
See,
know
it's
the
those
answer
play
to
fakes.
that.
It's the run fakes, and then throwing to the tight end where he's wide open.
Yeah.
That's been missing.
I think you really miss him in the red zone. Myself,
Right, exactly.
I mean, you're right about the seam stuff and his ability to find space down there. When other receivers can't find space, Jason Witten, for as slow and lumbersome as he was, lumbering, he had an ability to kind of nod a guy one way, get him off balance, and then work to the middle of the field. And he's always made secure catches. You miss that. You miss somebody that's making secure catches to get you 6, 7, 8 yards, but also a guy that can play in the red zone to get you a secure catch as well.
That being said, Cole is off to a good start here. I mean, if you look at what his numbers are averaging out to be, he's on pace to match his career high from last year, 75 catches. That's where he's on pace for. He's done a nice
keep
job.
him going, yeah.
So the hope is, Mari's presence can either free him up more or they can just play off of each other, and you got to pick your poison a little bit there.
It's going to be very interesting to hear Witten's comments, though, about the Cowboys' offense during the game on Monday night.
He felt like that the Cowboys won the Amari Cooper trade. He feels like that's going to help them. I've kind of seen some comments that he made about it. So, he's gonna. I think he's gonna be honest about it, though. It'll be a
if he can get a word in.
This is you saying LSU guys talk too much.
I don't think that's what he meant.
Yeah. But I just feel like, though, that to me that he'll be honest about the offense. He'll be honest about the assessment, and I think you're going to get a good broadcast too, because he'll be able to identify what the Cowboys. If you like Tony Romo and the way he kind of calls plays and goes along that way and kind of tells you what they're looking at, I think Jason Witten will be really good at this as well for this game.
I think it's kind of funny. I was reading the Tennessean this morning, and the complaint in Nashville now is that their receiving core is not very good.
Yeah.
And why didn't we go and get a wide receiver like the Cowboys did? And their comparison was, okay, they gave up a first-round pick, but look what they got.
Yeah,
the Titans didn't do anything. Look what Houston did. They're in the division. Look what they got.
Yeah.
And the Titans did nothing.
Yeah. There's a wide receiver out there for him if they want him.
Yeah, absolutely. Does he want to play?
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
That's the question.
Or does he want to play for anybody besides this team?
Yeah.
Right. That's a fair question.
I don't know. For a couple $1 million, I'd go play in Alaska.
It would behoove him.
Wouldn't you?
It would. Didn't intend to get on Des talk here, but it would behoove him if he wants to continue his NFL career after this year. It would behoove him to accept whatever offer for the next couple of months and swallow his pride and do it. But
I think Mickey is giving you some great insight, Bill.
Yeah.
I don't think Des Bryant really wants to play.
Right.
I don't think he wants to play for anybody other than the Dallas Cowboys. I think this has always been his home. This is the ownership gave him an opportunity when a lot of people remember his last year at Oklahoma State. He didn't even play.
Right. 3 games.
He got drafted off 3 games, like Mickey said. So, this ownership has covered his back in a lot of different ways, off the field, on the field. So, he has a sense of loyalty. That's one of the things about Des Bryant. I think is one of his greatest traits is his loyalty. He really, really does. And I think if you asked him right now, he would say, you know what, I wish I was more loyal to Tony Romo when all that was going on. But you know what, he was an incredible player for this franchise. But he's got other things in life he's looking at, and if the fact that he doesn't want to go play in Cleveland or New Orleans or Tennessee or any of these other places,
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him at all. I don't blame him. He's hopefully he's doing exactly what he wants to do.
All right, we have a couple of minutes left here on Talking Cowboys. What direction would you like to go for the final 2 minutes of this edition of Talking Cowboys? What are we looking for from Jason Garrett in his press conference today? The media has not had an opportunity to ask him about the offensive line situation, his trip to Dodger Stadium.
God, we're going to hit on that again.
You know what? I guarantee you he's going to be asked about it.
Yeah, that's a walk-off question.
That's a walk-off question.
I bet not.
I bet some
producer or sports editor wants an answer to it.
Exactly. Not this one, but
okay. I just I think that there's a lot of ground to cover. I think he's going to do his best to focus in on talking about the Titans and what they need to do second half of the season. Hey, I've got to. We've made some changes here. We've got to get guys acclimated. Got to get things going. I think that's what he's really going to try and focus on.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm curious to see if there's more insight about Paul Alexander. He's never done this. He's never made a coaching change in the middle of the season. And how's it going to change? What's going to be different? We've tried to speculate it, see if we can get an answer out of it.
That's going to be the heart of it is going to be the firing of Paul Alexander. He's going to get.
Well, is it? Or then the question will be: Are you saying then the offensive line was the problem?
Mm-hmm.
That
sure,
yeah.
And he'll say it's a little bit of everything, and I think he's not wrong by saying that.
Yeah.
But certainly the line's part of it.
Should have got him a head coaching job like they got John Blake.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mickey and I spent a day trying to figure out who the last coach was that got
whacked in the middle of the season.
Couldn't figure it out.
Right at the end of the season.
John Blake.
Things turned out well for us. We eventually got Bob Stoops.
There you go.
And we eventually got Lincoln Riley.
There you go.
And we eventually will be back here on Talking Cowboys tomorrow morning to preview the Titans.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?